Hey guys, Tim here, Tim again, timscomputerfix.net, keeping it real here for you in my computer repair shop. I have here the Asus ROG Strix Helios gaming case, and I will say this is the most high-end case I have reviewed and I've had in my shop. I've had a few, but this one I think is the most slick looking of all of the higher end cases that I have done. This retails here at the time of this video for around $320, something like that. At the time of this video also, it's very difficult to find due to certain things going on right now in the world. But we got my hands on it. I've got a customer of mine that wants to do a nice build in it. It's going to be an i9 build. We'll talk about that later. But this is going to be the case review of this big boy. We're going to get this started here. Let me show you this case, as I'm really excited about it. Okay, so let's start off really quick about this strap up top here, and I'll give you a closer look at that. But there's a strap up top here, very sturdy strap that has really cool ROG Strix logos and writing on it that you can use to pick up this computer. And this is great if you have to move it, tote it around, take it to LAN parties, what have you. Solid, not going anywhere. But let's start off also here about talking about these side panels. Tempered glass, smoked. I have not taken off the plastic covering on those. I will be taking that off whenever I do my build, so I'll be looking for a video here soon that will showcase the parts and everything in its full glory. But there's just one button here on the back side that you push that actually unlatches the glass. So if I push that, it just comes right out, and look at there. I mean, that is just, how simple is that? No tools, no screws, and you just lift up and it comes right off. Okay, now we'll go ahead and spin this bad boy around. This will give you a better look at the little buttons here. Little buttons going on here, just really easy to press. And this is, of course, the back side of the case. We'll just press that button, comes right out. Lovely. And we'll just remove that. Okay, so here on let's start with the back side here. On this back side, which is going to be visible depending upon your setup, with your glass panel here, you have another smoked, this is plastic, but it's kind of clear, a little bit see-through, which is okay. This is going to hide all of your wire management. Speaking of wire management, Asus went out of their way to make it really easy to do wire management on this case, is what they're saying. We're going to put that to the test with my build, but for now I'm going to show you how this basically has two screws that we just unloosen. Okay, and this door simply swings open and you can lift, comes right off. Now you can see right here how elegant their wire management is with all the cables that go to their front panel and to the LEDs of the case. And then this even exposes the fan controller here, fan controller board. But just a nice little solution to provide plenty of wire management here on this side. So while we're looking at this, on this back side here, I want you to notice, look at the very large cutout for the motherboard, the back side of the motherboard tray here. That's to where you have plenty of room if you want to do any type of cooling solution for your processor. You have the room to do it right there. Also on this side of the case, while we're here are places where you can mount 2.5-inch drives, SSDs basically. And there's just one thumb screw that you take off. And there's a plate that comes right off like that. You can mount your SSD here, get your screws tightened up. That all lays flush. Your SSD will be here, and then you can put that right back into place with your SSD. Nice little solution there for your SSDs. We have some nice Velcro straps that keeps all your wire management in place. Very nice touch. I've seen that with other cases also, higher end cases. So let's go ahead and spin this guy around one more time. Get a good look here at the inside of this case. So as you see, we have a nice open look here. No drive cages, which is what we like. And we have this nice long power supply shroud here with an open window so you can show off your power supply. Asus does have a Strix power supply that lights up, that will glow through there, which should be a nice little touch if you want to go strictly all Strix parts in your rig. Right here there is a screw down in this area that if you take out, and there's another screw in the back. Where is it? That will allow you to slide this front shroud forward, and then we can easily remove it. Once we remove that shroud, this gives us access to the two 3.5-inch drive bay caddy here. All right. So in order to gain access and have more accessibility to, say, your power supply, there is also another screw here that I'll remove, and two more in the back. Once those screws are out, you can remove this shroud, and then you have even more access to your power supply. Now, as you can see here are all of the front panel cables for everything we need. I will go over those in a few. I will say, with this hard drive caddy here, there are two screws that you can remove, and this hard drive caddy can be shifted further to the front or a little bit more to the rear, depending upon what cooling solution that you want to use for this setup. Motherboard area here, the motherboard tray, and the type of motherboards that supports. This case does support ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX, and eATX. But the beautiful thing about this is this cable cover. This little cable shroud here is very interesting. First of all, your cables will be routed back behind this cover, so you won't see them coming in from the back side of the board. Outstanding. But here's what's even better. There are two screws that you loosen up on the back of this. And what that allows you to do, in case you put an like an eATX, which is an oversized board, you can slide this over to allow room for your larger sized motherboard. You can adjust this to your liking after you install your motherboard to give it whatever look you like. Look at these guys here. You're probably wondering what these are. These will actually help support your power supply. They're power supply stability brackets. They'll keep your power supply straight. They're completely adjustable, so wherever your video card ends up coming out, you can adjust this up and down and pull it out. You can slide it up to where it supports the bottom of your video card to where you don't have any video card sag. The way you adjust these is that you just take a screwdriver and you loosen up that screw and you can adjust. As you can see, I'm going to move this over here just a little bit and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to change the filters on this. So all we have to do is a little lever here that you lift up and you slide and the entire top comes out. And if you look at there, you can easily blow out your filters from either side. That easily slides right back in. Let's take a look at the front side of this. Also, there is a filter under here where we can just slide it out. And there's your filter. Very easily done there. And we just slide it right back in. No problem. Okay, this case also comes complete with 3 140 millimeter fans in the front. We have one 140 millimeter fan in the back. This case does support in the front 3 140 millimeter fans or 3 120 millimeter fans. If you're using a rad with that, the radiator plus fan thickness maximum is 90 millimeters. The top supports 2 140 millimeter fans or 3 120 millimeter fans. The radiator plus fan thickness on the top can be no more than 60 millimeters. And in the rear, it does support 140 millimeter fan or a 120 millimeter fan. The maximum GPU length on this case is 450 millimeters. Pretty good there. I will also say that this case supports vertical mounting of your video card, which is just another good option if you want a different look to your case. Your maximum PSU length is 120 millimeters. You can add another 3.5 inch drive bay to give you up to 4 drives, 3.5 inch. And you can also add 5 more 2.5 inch brackets on the back that will support another 5 2.5 inch drives. Okay, what I also want to show here is that this does have a front fan filter. Very easy to remove. Comes right out. You can clean it, slide it right back in. Very easy, very nice. Okay, just to show you how kind of easy it is that Asus makes it for you to get your water cooling ready to mount in the front of the case, or for even cleaning. I'll show you a little, neat little feature that they have here on how they have this put together. There are 2 thumb screws here that we're going to take off. And after taking that off, this whole shroud lifts up and then comes off. And it opens up. And I've got a hard drive caddy here in the way, so I can't take it completely off, but you can fold it out and get it ready to mount for your water cooling. Also, if you notice, I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer here. See this side of it here. But if I take out the front filter, like I showed you before, what that's going to do is that's going to give you access to the inside of your glass here. And that way you have access to easily clean this glass if and when it gets dirty or dusty, right? That's so awesome. Way to go, Asus, on that. That's a really nice feature. You notice all of these little graphics here on the glass. Okay, all of these do light up and they are customizable. We'll talk about that here in a second. You can kind of look here at this little picture I got up there, that's kind of what it's going to kind of look like. But that is just awesome how they make it so easy to mount things, remove things, very modular. I like it. So back here is very simply where the power supply is going to be getting mounted. A couple of screws to take off here in the back. Easy enough. Your little plate comes off. Mount this to your power supply. It's going to slide right into that case. So if you notice here on your front panel connectors, you have 4 USB 3.1 ports, and you also have a type C connector, USB. Very nice. You have your LED controllers here with different modes. We'll talk about those modes here in a few. And then you have your fans. Your fans are high and low, which goes to your fan controller there in the back. We'll talk about that again in a second also. So here are your front panel cables here. You've got a couple of SATA connectors that's going to power your fans and your RGBs there. You have a type C connector there that's going to plug into your motherboard. You also have 2 USB 3 cables here that you're going to be plugging into your board or your expansion card. You have your audio that plugs into your motherboard. You have your button controllers there for your front panel as usual, and you have an RGB header there that plugs into your motherboard so you can sync all of your good stuff like your video card and your motherboard. RGB sync up with your case lighting. Awesome. So on the back here, here's the fan controller that I was talking about here. This fan controller is a 3-pin fan controller. So it gives you everything you see plugged in here is already plugged in from the fans, the existing fans here that come with the case. It gives you a spot to plug 2 more fans in, and everything. This whole fan controller here is controlled by the switch up top, which does high and low. So the only thing I do kind of wish Asus would do here is maybe give an option for PWM fans, so you can use your smart fan on your motherboard to control the fans, but that really is no big deal. Let's talk a little bit about the accessory box that comes with this case. You have all of your basic thumb screws and hardware that you get in any other normal case, but you also get these brackets. This bracket goes on top of your power supply, your shroud down at the bottom, and this allows for a custom water reservoir. And then you also get a bracket included. This is for your vertical mounted power supply. Pretty nice there. Overall, I think definitely would agree with my original statement that this is probably the most elegant and well put together case I have ever worked with or had in my shop. We're going to find out fully how well parts fit in here and how easy and fun it is to build in this. Look for a future video coming up shortly that will show all of the details of that and the final product. For $300, I would say you definitely get your money's worth with this case. Some unique features that just isn't available in other cases. I give a thumbs up to Asus for this particular case. So we'll find out how this build goes in a future video. Thanks everyone. Have a great YouTube day. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you head right down below here, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. That would be really awesome. I have much more computer repair videos coming your way. There's also a bell you can click for to get notifications for my videos. I really appreciate everybody's support. And as usual, everyone, until next time, see you soon.